What's up, everybody? Todd here with Citizen Defense. Welcome back to the channel. So this week we're going to talk about the Athena Precision Optics Plate for the MMP 2.0. Now, before we kind of get into that optics plate itself, I think it's important to talk about the optics mounting system that MMP designed for the MMP 2.0 platform. One thing that I do like about it and what they intend to do is to have a direct to slide mount, not a plate to slide optic to plate mount, right? So reducing that weak link of a second set of screws. But to perform this, to make this work out across the board with a multitude of optics footprints, they had to come up with a way to incorporate different lug patterns, recoil lug patterns, right? And their solution for this was the shims, right? It's hard to tell here. These are the plastic shims that come with the kit of the MMP in the box. And what this is it gives you your footprint pattern that fits inside the slide cut. And then your screws go directly through the optic directly to the slide, right? So you have a direct to slide mount option here. The problem that I have with this and that I've seen across the board is I haven't experienced this myself, but a common theme amongst these plastic optic shims is that the recoil lugs shear off and the plastic is just the weak link in between the optic and the slide. Now, this could be due to several reasons, right? It could just be, let's say they're not torquing the screws down right and they're getting movement and that's causing the lugs to shear off. But from what I've done messing around with these tolerances on these things just aren't that tight compared to something like a CNC machined plate, right? These are plastic molded ones. Another issue that I have with these is being plastic is if you take a look at this right here, that's it, right? Doesn't take a whole lot of force to break one of these in half. And so it does not surprise me at all that people are having issues with reliability of recoil lugs not lasting and shearing off, and then you have a loose optic. To me, this is a weak link between the optic and being mounted to the slide and its ability to sustain the abuse of recoil over a long period of time or the life of the firearm in general. Okay, with that, we can start looking at other aftermarket options to fill that need, right? To make sure that we're getting that level of reliability that we need. Now, MMP is not the only one that has this issues when it comes to out-of-the-box mounting systems, right? This is something that has plagued multiple platforms, and everyone has their own version of it, and some of the ones that don't even use plastic mounting options, even their metal ones or their cast ones that they have, aren't the greatest either, right? So a lot of people end up going to a dedicated company that makes CNC machine parts for these. So with that, we're going to talk about the Athena Precision Optics Plate for the MMP 2.0. Now, as you can see here, I hope you can see, as you can tell, it's a very slim plate, right? This is not a very stacked up plate. And the reason that they are able to achieve this low profile on this optics plate is because they maintained the idea of the mounting system that MMP originally came up with, right, for the direct to slide mount. So all they did was essentially take the shim, what you would use for like your whatever optic, and then just replace that with a CNC machine's heat treated steel plate. So you're still getting that direct to slide mount, except in between there, you're getting a tighter tolerance plate or shim, right, with a higher quality of steel and heat treat and coating, okay? So you're maintaining that original design of how MMP designed these optics to be mounted on these platforms. The great thing about this plate being able to sit so low in an already shallow optics cut is that with the optics ready platform, you know, they have the suppressor height sights on these, is that even with a tall optic, something like the Vortex Defender ST, where they have like a little channel cut right here at the back of the housing to create a little bit more of that room for co-witness. This plate allows me to co-witness these sights almost to that lower 1/3, right? We're still a little shallower than that, but I can 100% still use my iron sights with this. Whereas some of the other plates, I can't quite get that right. They sit a little bit higher, and these really aren't that useful. So this maintains the ability to use your iron sights co-witness with these, and that's great. Like I said, this plate sits very shallow, very well built, high quality, and everything that they make here is made in the USA, right? The optics plate, everything that they do, they machine in-house, they heat treat in-house, they do everything in Utah at their manufacturing facility. And when I was looking at Athena Precisions, and I think this speaks a lot to them as a company, I picked up the phone, gave him a call, and the owner actually picked up the phone. And I had about a 30-minute conversation with him about their product. He was super transparent with me. He even talked to me about some issues that they were seeing with the M&P platform, not necessarily in relation to their product, right? But what it was more of the mounting screws for the optic screws being used that come with that optic system, right? So people are using the cheaper screws that come with it. And what they were seeing is when people were torquing to specs or slightly over torquing, right, they were breaking off screws. Well, people were calling them, hey, I'm out on your optic plate and screws broke, all this stuff. And granted, that really wasn't on them to fix that issue, but they did. They chose to. They were taking care of their customers. They say, hey, we're a fully functioning machine shop. Send us your slide. We'll get everything backed out, and then we'll give you some higher quality screws to make sure that this doesn't happen in the future. And with that, their resolution of this was to now, with all of their optics plate, they provide you with custom high quality mounting screws for your platform, right? So don't just the ones that come out of the box with whatever optic system you use, take those, throw them away, and use the high quality ones that they have with them. They also they provide you with what Loctite you should be using, right, with said optic screws. They give you everything that you need to make sure that you're going to be set up exactly the way you need to. And to me, that speaks a lot about a company if they have a problem that's not even related to their product, but because there's an issue that they're seeing, that they decide to, hey, we're going to start including this to try to fix this problem. That says a lot about a company. And being that they're willing to be transparent with you about that, in my opinion, you don't see any more these days. And as y'all know here on this channel, is I am not one that I'm just going to blindly promote a product. Anyone that has contacted me about doing a review on their product, I am open and honest about it. And I'm not going to push anything or advocate for a product unless I use it and personally believe in it, just because I think that's the way that it should be. I'm not here trying to sell people junk, right? I want y'all to have quality gear, quality equipment, stuff that's going to help you succeed in your firearms journey, your setup, and the reliability of what you're choosing to use, right? So with that, I reached out to them and asked if they, I like their product so much. I would like the ability to have an affiliation with them for my viewers. And they reached back out and they're like, yep, absolutely. We have an affiliate program, filled out all the paperwork. So I am now an affiliate with Athena Precision. So if you're looking to pick up one of these optic plates, whether for the M&P 2.0 or another platform, and they even have optic mounts they have canted mounts for rifles. They have a lot of different mounting systems that are very well designed. You can use code Citizen Defense to save you 10% on any of those products, anything in the store, okay? And that'll be linked in the description below. But outside of that, I think it's great. Like I said, it comes with it's a steel plate, not an aluminum one. It still gives you the direct mount to slide option that M&P intended for the platform. You're getting a heat treated and anodized plate, right? So it's really good corrosion resistance. It's going to hold up to a lot of abuse. Super shallow and an already shallow slide cut. And it's a win-win. And in my opinion, it's a win-win. And they come with custom hardware, right, to make sure that you're getting the proper fitment and the proper tolerances for what you need in mounting your optic. Outside of that, that's all I have. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends if you like what I'm doing. As always, in the description, links to my social will be down there as well, as well as my website. I do actually have a Thanksgiving sale going on my website for merch this month here through Black Friday. So if you're interested in that, you can find that in the link below. And for that discount, you will use code TURKEY for 10% off any shirts, hoodies, merch, anything like that. Okay. So other than that, I hope everybody has a great week. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and y'all stay safe.